Potato.
Hello, I'm Amelia Broun. You're watching 7's Afternoon News live from Perth. Coming up, trouble in the bubble. 2 AFL players, one of them from WA, caught up in a brawl on the Gold Coast. Our borders open by Christmas. The states join the PM's call, but WA is holding out. The man accused of the savage bashing of a Perth grandfather makes a bid for freedom. A heartbeat in the rubble. Could this be a miracle 1 month after the Beirut blast? And closing down sale, the rare diamonds on offer from WA's far north. 2 Richmond players have been suspended for 10 matches and will be sent home from Queensland after getting into a brawl outside a Gold Coast strip club. The AFL says WA player Sydney Stack and teammate Callum Coleman-Jones breached strict hub protocols. The club has been fined $100,000. Ryan Daniels has more.
This is a major breach of the AFL's COVID-19 protocols as the honeymoon with Queensland lasted just 2 days. Richmond teammates Sydney Stack and Callum Coleman-Jones put the entire season at risk for a night out. As you can see in this security vision from a kebab shop, Stack, who's from Northam in WA, buys 2 kebabs just after 3 a.m, moments after being kicked out of a local strip club, Hollywood Showgirls. Another man approached and allegedly started a fight. The police were called. Stack and Coleman-Jones were arrested but not formally charged. The kebab shop owner says Stack was polite when ordering.
He was very kindly, very nice guy. He wasn't drunk or anything. My eyes, I realised.
The man who allegedly threw the first punch is a local.
When the chubby guy is falling down, I said, this chubby guy is always troublemaker, and he's made trouble again.
Now, this incident could seriously impact the career of both of these players. As you mentioned, they have a fine for the club of $100,000, a 10-match suspension each, and they've both been sent home from Queensland immediately. Richmond players and families are not in quarantine, but they did agree to strict protocols to live in a resort while here on the Gold Coast. The Tigers had already been fined $20,000 after Trent Cotchin's wife, Brooke, visited a day spa.
The AFL and Richmond both spoke a short time ago about the brawl breach. Here's a bit of what they had to say.
Well, it's a privilege for us to be able to continue our competition, and with that privilege comes responsibility. There's no excuse for this breach. The players knew the rules, they chose to ignore them, and in doing so they put the health and well-being of everyone at risk. This type of behaviour is not what we expect.
Yeah, disbelief, anger, bewilderment, all those responses. That the players knew the protocols. I mean, they've been drummed into the players consistently. There's been a number of public high-profile examples that reinforce the standards that are expected, and that notwithstanding that, they would choose to act in breach of the protocols. I think it's probably fair to say probably anger at and probably deep embarrassment, to be honest.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced almost all states have committed to working on a plan to reopen Australia's internal borders by December. All states except Western Australia. Taylor Aitken reports from Canberra.
Today's meeting of the National Cabinet was ultimately a day where leaders agreed to disagree, including Western Australia, who have decided to go it alone and map their own way out of COVID-19. A patriotic Scott Morrison.
Australia is something we can never take for granted.
Attempting to ease the Federation border battle.
And at times it has felt like Australia could break apart.
7 out of 8 jurisdictions now working towards implementing a hotspot model that would see internal borders reopen by December. But just what constitutes a hotspot is still up for discussion.
There'll be further discussion on how that can be more specifically defined.
Leaving Western Australia to go it alone.
A date will be set when our health advice recommends it, but that might be some time away.
Premier McGowan refusing to commit to the Prime Minister's plan, arguing,
if we went too soon, it could be deadly and there would be economic devastation.
The National Cabinet agreeing to disagree, throwing out the model of all states being in absolute consensus, with the Prime Minister saying it is critical to ensure Australia keeps moving forward.
Not everyone has to get on the bus for the bus to leave the station, but it is important the bus leaves the station, and we all agree on that.
The National Cabinet also agreed to further boost the capacity for inbound flights to help get Australians still stranded overseas home at last. Currently, around 4,000 Australians are arriving home each week, most of them into Sydney. The Prime Minister is now seeking for flights to land in other cities so as to not overwhelm the hotel quarantine system in one state. The Prime Minister also revealing he has discussed the prospect of reviving the Trans-Tasman travel bubble with Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, providing there are no hotspots across the ditch.
The man charged over a brutal bashing of an elderly Perth grandfather in East Cannington today made a bid for freedom. Quade Carson Jones is accused of the sickening attack on 84-year-old Emiliano Lombardi, who later died from his shocking injuries. El Giorgio was in court for the bail application.
Good afternoon. Quade Carson Jones, the man who allegedly bashed East Cannington grandfather Emiliano Lombardi, has appeared in the Perth Magistrates Court this morning. Many were expecting the charge of grievous bodily harm to be upgraded here today, but instead he surprised everybody and applied for bail. His lawyer, Paul Catalano, answered on behalf of his client today, moments after a Perth magistrate formally rejected the application.
He's got a right to ask for bail.
From the moment proceedings got underway, police prosecutors made it very clear they did not want Jones let out, saying the offending was rampant and random and that he poses too much of a risk to the public. It didn't take long for the magistrate to agree, describing the alleged offending as bizarre and concerning, saying that he must be kept at Hakea Prison for the protection of the community. It's alleged that Jones and his co-accused went on a crime spree through the suburbs last month that ended with 84-year-old Emiliano Lombardi allegedly being attacked in his front driveway when he heard commotion. Police say Jones then bashed Mr Lombardi with the side mirror of his own ute, leaving him badly injured. He was put into an induced coma and then it looked like he was on the road to recovery, but sadly he succumbed to his injuries on Monday. In 7 News at 6 tonight, we'll have all the details of Quade Carson Jones's bail application.
Rescuers in Beirut believe a person could still be alive under the rubble of a collapsed building after a pulsing noise that could be a heartbeat was detected. It comes nearly a month after a chemical blast devastated the Lebanese capital. Sarah Greenhalgh reports.
Well, there is anger yet again on the streets of Beirut after a search and rescue operation for a potential survivor was suspended. A rescue crew from Chile was walking past this collapsed building in a hard-hit neighbourhood on Wednesday evening when one of their sniffer dogs, a border collie, detected signs of life. On Thursday morning, they brought in specialist equipment, thermal cameras and scanners, and believe they have found two bodies, one sadly deceased, but the other possibly alive after finding a pulsing signal which could be a heartbeat. A meticulous rescue operation was carried out throughout the day, but then it got to a point where the Chileans were worried the building could collapse even further. They needed a crane brought in, but that was unable to happen. The Lebanese authorities are blaming them, saying they should have asked for the crane earlier, but locals are furious. Keeping in mind, this is 30 days since that devastating blast that killed more than 200 people and left more than 300,000 homeless. Locals say they had asked authorities to search this building before and nothing had been done. After hearing there could be a potential survivor after all this time, locals had dared to hope. Security forces say the search will resume in the morning.
A 32-year-old Bellevue man has been charged with 11 counts of fraud for allegedly posing as a registered dog breeder. Police have accused him of providing false information to potential buyers, including the age and breed of the dog. He'll appear in court at a later date. The arson squad is investigating a suspicious house fire in Perth's north overnight. Anna Hay has more.
Good afternoon. More than half this home on St Kilda Turn in Clarkson has been gutted after it was engulfed by fire in the early hours of this morning.
My mother was woken up by some loud bangs and some sirens, and then she came to the front bedroom where I was sleeping and saw the flames from the window, and she was shouting, "Fire, fire."
6 crews battled the blaze for 40 minutes before they could bring the inferno under control.
And the house was just completely engulfed. The flames were coming out the windows and it had taken the roof.
It's understood no one was inside at the time. Police are now investigating whether the man who lived at the property deliberately set the home alight. In 7 News at 6, the latest on the police investigation.
A pharmaceutical giant in the US is one step closer to developing a successful coronavirus vaccine. Pfizer has confirmed a late-stage trial may have results in October. Ashley Mullaney is in Los Angeles.
Well, it's one of 3 companies backed by the US government to deliver a coronavirus vaccine, and today Pfizer announced it would have data ready by next month showing whether theirs is safe and effective. The company struck a deal with the Trump administration to deliver 100 million doses by December under Operation Warp Speed. If trial results are positive, the company will submit its vaccine for approval next month, but would likely require emergency use authorization, something that's already drawing scepticism. Pfizer's CEO says the vaccine would be administered in 2 doses, 21 days apart, with the possibility of a vaccine boost.
We expect to by the end of October, normally, should be able to have enough events to say if the product works or not.
But America's top infectious disease expert is more cautious about the timeline to deliver a vaccine.
If someone comes out and says, you know, I'm going to shoot for the possibility that I'll get it by October, you can't argue strongly against that. That's unlikely, not impossible. I think most of the people feel it's going to be November, December.
With 180,000 Americans now dead from coronavirus, the president knows he'll be marked on his pandemic performance at this November election. He's made vaccine development central to his campaign, but vowed the government wouldn't be cutting corners to get a vaccine to market, but simply to save lives.
Work on the Hay Street Bridge in West Perth will cause more disruption to motorists this weekend. The southbound lanes of Mitchell Freeway will be closed from the Graham Farmer Freeway exit to Riverside Drive. The closure will be in place from 10 p.m. tonight to 10 p.m. tomorrow. Drivers will need to use Farmer Freeway and Canning Highway to get access to Kwinana Freeway South. A collection of rare, colourful diamonds are on offer for the second last time as WA's Rio Tinto Argyle mine prepares to close at the end of this year. The showcase features pink, red, violet and blue pieces, but as Brittany Hoskins reports, they don't come cheap.
Good afternoon, I'm joined by Shauna Holdsworth from Argyle Pink Diamonds. And Shauna, what makes this collection so unique?
This year's 2020 collection is an absolute treasure trove of rare beauties. The collection is made up of 62 stones. They weigh 57.23 carats and capped off with these beautiful 6 hero stones that have been unearthed over the last 12 months.
And how do the diamonds get their colour?
Well, that's a very good question. If we knew it, that would be a great scientific revolution, but it's thought to be the heat and pressure under the Earth's surface over many billions of years that twists the lattice of the diamond structure, and it's that twisting that has the formation of the colour.
Viewing these diamonds will be a little bit different for clients this year.
Yeah, absolutely. COVID has definitely put a new challenge into the operating platform. We need to still get out to all of our clients around the world, so virtual viewings are going to be the platform that we're going to start on. The key for us is to make sure that we have the right technology to really replicate the polished stone. Whilst clients can't physically touch a stone, we need to ensure that they can best understand the colour of the stone without actually seeing it in the flesh. So technology is definitely playing a big part this year, and we're looking forward to sharing that with our customers.
And with the mine closing at the end of this year, what does that mean for the production of rare diamonds such as these?
They become rarer, obviously. The story and the beauty of this rare collection and all of the diamonds in the past, these are going to live on well after Argyle closes.
Thank you, Shauna. And in 7 News at 6, we reveal the most sought-after piece from this rare collection and how much it will cost you.
Still to come, hope's fading for an Australian man missing at sea after a ship sank off Japan. Plus, frightening pictures as a man douses a police car in petrol. See what happens next. And see the moment a new SpaceX rocket blasted into the sky.
Perth's best team, reporting to you, for you, every night. Nobody knows Perth like 7 News.
From the minute Dad wakes, spoil him.
The secret to a tender pancake.
Perfect puffy pancakes.
The perfect way to give Dad a stack of love.
From the kitchen to the shed, the team's got you covered.
My best lamb leg recipe yet. Good timing, eh?
New Better Homes Father's Day special, tonight on 7.
Do you have a dark garage that needs more light? Or one lonely bulb in your attic? Or down in the basement that's not so bright? Finding your way is always a fight. Introducing Tri-Burst from Bell & Howell, the new LED triple panel socket light that's crazy bright. It'll transform any area from dim to ultra bright, and that's all because of its 72 high-intensity LED bulbs. Tri-Burst fits any standard light socket, and the hinge panels can be set at any angle for directional light anywhere you need it. This garage is using a 60-watt light bulb. Now look at the same garage with Tri-Burst. It's a night and day difference. Even extra-large garages can be filled with light. Just switch it on for a bright white light anywhere. Your closet can go from dark to beautiful and bright. Even light up that shed in the dark of night. And it's the best way to get around your attic without a flashlight. The secret is not 1, not 2, but 3 LED panels with 72 bulbs that angle in any direction to deliver ultra-bright light where you need it most. A standard bulb can barely light this basement. It registers just 265 lumens. But watch! Simply attach Tri-Burst for a huge 3,000 lumens of light. Now that is crazy bright! Plus, the LED bulbs last 50,000 hours and cost less to run than this 60-watt light. It's perfect for garages, basements, patios, attics, and more. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to order Tri-Burst for the low price on your screen. Tri-Burst has 3 LED panels that angle in any direction to deliver bright light where you need it most. And it fits any standard light socket. Just choose from the bayonet or screw fitting. You'll love how Tri-Burst transforms any space from dim to ultra bright at the flick of a switch. But if you're not completely satisfied, just send it back within 30 days for a full refund of the product price. Don't miss out on this amazing multi-directional LED light. Call or go online now to order Tri-Burst today.
Hurry into Bedshed and save up to half price on all mattresses. All brands, all sizes, reduced by up to half price. Plus, get a bonus 30% off bed frames with your purchase. Bedshed. No one's better in the bedroom.
Vodafone is for all you rulers. We get you, stream queens, and you, kings of connection. And you, your majesties of working from home. We're for you, supreme providers of screen time. And definitely you, the rejectors of contracts. It's your rules, your network, and Vodafone is at your command. You rule with Vodafone.
There's a rumour you may hear about a place that you can find where the heartbeat of the city is just the local state of mind. Luxurious South Perth apartments. Visit civicheart.com.au.
Oh, here comes dinner.
Yeah, Domino's half and half. Hawaiian for me, meat lovers for you.
Talk about a fairy tale ending. Nothing brings people together like a Domino's half and half. Bring it in.
You're watching 7's 4 p.m. news live from Perth. It's been an overcast day in the city. Right now it is 20 degrees. The forecast is coming up soon. Dramatic vision has emerged of police in Melbourne breaking down the door of an alleged anti-lockdown protest organiser. The 27-year-old has been charged with incitement and resisting arrest.
Loud and persistent knocking is what alerted James Bartolo to the police at his front door early this morning in Taylors Hill in Melbourne's north. They wanted to get inside. He grabbed his phone and started a live stream online and videoed from his balcony as officers told him they were executing a warrant and he should open his front door.
You don't have authorisation to be on the property.
Open the door or force it.
The brief standoff continued as Mr Bartolo tried to get answers.
Are you going to open the door, yes or no?
Give me a minute.
He said he's going to come downstairs, he's not, so...
Yeah, to do with what?
But when he didn't open his door, an officer with a battering ram smashed through it to arrest Mr Bartolo. He was questioned for a couple of hours and has been charged with incitement, plus resisting arrest and possessing prohibited weapons, which he says are merchandise swords from Lord of the Rings. It comes just a day before a protest which is being promoted online for tomorrow morning at Melbourne's Shrine of Remembrance by people who believe our stage 4 lockdown has gone too far. Some say the virus is a conspiracy. Mr Bartolo says he wasn't inciting anyone to go to the protest, and in fact, he won't be there.
Going to the protest is only going to give Daniel Andrews something to blame. Don't do it then. Let him reveal his roadmap. Let him reveal that he's going to continue the extensions, and then let the population rise themselves and figure out, how long do we want this to continue?
He says he will fight that charge of incitement because he believes our Constitution protects our right to protest and that no state of emergency powers supersede that.
A man has been arrested after allegedly filling a bucket full of petrol before trying to set a police car on fire in Sydney. Security cameras captured the entire incident.
Well, 28-year-old Robert Maternal has just appeared here in court this afternoon where he has been refused bail following an attempted arson attack on police property. They were bizarre and potentially very dangerous scenes at Ashfield overnight when Maternal allegedly ran into a petrol station, grabbed a watering can and proceeded to fill it with fuel, running across the road to the police station where he's then accused of pouring that petrol over a patrol car. He then goes back and forth a number of times getting more fuel to pour on other vehicles. Police say he then tried to set them alight but was interrupted when an officer from inside the station came out and confronted him using capsicum spray to subdue him before he was placed under arrest.
Around 4 police were on him and he was just resisting to go away and yelling a lot.
While some vehicles were damaged, luckily nothing was set alight. Maternal has been charged with attempted arson, resisting police and malicious damage. The court heard it wasn't the first time he had damaged police vehicles and for that reason a magistrate has refused him bail.
Joe Biden has followed in the president's footsteps, travelling to Kenosha, a US city at the centre of racial protests. The Democratic presidential candidate met the family of Jacob Black, the black man shot in the back by police. The city has now turned political battleground, with President Donald Trump this week surveying areas damaged by violent protests. After multiple delays, SpaceX has launched its next batch of Starlink satellites. A Falcon 9 rocket carrying around 60 satellites into space lifted off from the Kennedy Space Centre. They'll be used to set up internet coverage for all of North America by the end of the year. Hope is fading fast for a 25-year-old Australian man missing off the coast of Japan. The vet was providing care to almost 6,000 animals on board a live export ship when its engine cut and it began to sink.
He set off from Queensland for an adventure across the world. Lucas Order, a 25-year-old husband and new father to a 6-month-old son, Theo, now feared dead. The vet was aboard a live export ship when it crossed paths with one of the most severe typhoons the area's seen in years. The ship sent a distress call early Wednesday off the coast of Japan, rescuers pulling one survivor from the ocean of 43 crew on board.
I'm only one. Yes. No other one. Yes.
Luca's family fear the worst.
I spoke to Lucas's father last night, really devastated. our heart goes out to the whole family. And certainly the family's hope would be that at least he'd be recovered in one way or another. Obviously they'd like him alive, but they realise that hope is fading fast.
Another Australian and 2 New Zealand residents were also on board. The majority were from the Philippines. Almost 6,000 cattle are believed to have perished.
Yeah, Lucas is a very, very nice person. You know, you couldn't get a better person to work with, and he was very friendly. He was flexible, and he respected people for who they were. He was hardworking, and he really loved animals.
People across the world praying for his safe return and for his family.
Calls for Tony Abbott to be sacked even before he's appointed to a top job in the UK. That's coming up. Also, Virgin has officially been saved, but the airline will never be the same again. And the latest addition to the London Zoo, a baby named Truffle.
Your new escape is here.
It's beautiful.
With relaxing dream getaways.
I can see myself here at home.
New Escape to the Country, tonight on 7/2.
Unlike ordinary toothpaste, Colgate Total's breakthrough formula actively fights bacteria for 12 hours, keeping your whole mouth healthy. Colgate Total. Be totally ready for life.
It's a scent that transcends time, and it's only $165.
Not at
Chemist Warehouse, it's not.
Stop paying too much for big brand fragrances like Hugo Boss Bottled 100ml $49.99 or Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio 100ml $99.99. For the biggest range of big brand fragrances, shop at Chemist Warehouse and stop paying too much.
Don't miss spring savers on now at Amart Furniture. Save $400 each on these stylish fabric sofas, or get this modern dining suite now only $699. Hurry, limited time only. Visit amart.com.au.
80 years on from the Battle of Britain, bring the Spitfire to life with this unique new model. Follow clear instructions and build the legendary plane with simulated flight motion, lights and sound. The Spitfire Mark 1A, issue 1, just $4.99.
Little Bella's home with a newfound friend. Luckily, with Pino Clean Laundry Sanitizer, it doesn't matter where that's been. Because unlike detergent alone, which doesn't get rid of all germs, it removes 99.9% of bacteria. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
At Spotlight, life's what you make it with 40% off Coo Home cushions and chair pads, 50% off day-night roller blinds, and save a massive 60% off Edinburgh blockout curtains. So you can plump it, roll it, and keep it warm for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Not all urgencies are emergencies. GP Urgent Care. To book an appointment for urgent medical needs, search GP Urgent Care. Authorised by the State Government, Perth.
JB's got crazy deals on the hottest stuff for Dad. Like 20% off movies and TV shows on Blu-ray, 4K and DVD. Grab this Hisense 58-inch 4K TV for $7.95. And take $100 off these Sony noise-cancelling headphones. JB, you've done it again.
Don't miss spring savers on now at Amart Furniture. Save $400 each on these stylish fabric sofas, or get this modern dining suite now only $699. Hurry, limited time only. Visit amart.com.au.
People with hearing loss wanted. We're looking for people in your local area to trial our latest Oticon Ruby hearing aid range for free. The new Oticon Ruby is filled with great features. They're stylish, discreet, and have a rechargeable option too. Call Autica now on 1800 592 291 and mention this ad, or visit autica.com.au.
Private equity group Bain Capital will take control of Virgin Australia, with the deal given the thumbs up from creditors today. The sale marks the return of our second largest airline, which had been facing a complete shutdown. But Virgin will look very different under the new deal.
Virgin's CEO says it's a milestone day for the company, which will soon be owned by US investment giant Bain Capital. A meeting of creditors today, the final hurdle to sealing the deal. It was expected to go through after support from Sir Richard Branson and the Transport Workers Union.
The decision today means that there is a robust second airline in this market. We're going to have an extensive network coverage. It's avoided a possible monopoly situation in this country.
It's not all good news. Over 3,000 employees have lost their jobs. 6,000 will be retained, but the CEO can't guarantee there won't be more cuts, only that the company will do their best.
What it does by having a future is it has an option for those workers who have left to rejoin us one day when we get into a position of growth. There would not be an airline CEO in the world that would give a jobs guarantee at the moment because there's so many things outside of our control.
The federal court will have to approve the transfer of shares from Virgin to Bain. The takeover is expected to be complete by October.
The British government is under fire, urged to dump Tony Abbott as a trade advisor. Mr Abbott hasn't even been officially appointed to the role, but that hasn't stopped his opponents lining up to take him down.
Fresh off the back of a high-profile COVID speech in London, Tony Abbott has been lying low in recent days. But despite his best efforts for the man tipped to become Britain's new post-Brexit trade advisor, there was no escaping the front page.
I have real concerns about Tony Abbott, and I don't think he's the right person for the job, and if I was Prime Minister, I wouldn't appoint him.
It is a job Mr Abbott hasn't even begun, but already Prime Minister Boris Johnson is under pressure to dump him, propped up by a team of senior ministers with mixed results.
I'm sure you don't support some of his comments. He's a homophobe and he's a misogynist.
Well, he's also an expert in trade.
So one plays off against the other? Really? Is that really what you're saying, Health Secretary? Come on.
During his tenure as PM, Mr Abbott signed free trade deals with China, Japan and South Korea. An extensive trade track record now overshadowed by previous comments about women, homosexuality and climate change.
Trade is not separate from the values and the reputation that a country wants to project internationally.
Well, this is such a bad idea. I'm not sure I can come up with words for how awful I think it is.
Mr Abbott's own supporters have since hit back, his sister saying it is nothing short of dishonesty for commentators and politicians who do not know Tony to label him a homophobe and a misogynist. Tony is neither of those things. Downing Street, on the other hand, is yet to make up its mind. Christian Gabset, 7 News.
Locals campaigning for a reduction in the speed limit on a notorious stretch of Southwestern Highway have taken matters into their own hands. Noel Brunning joins us from the GWN 7 News Desk with the details.
The campaigners have been putting up their own signs telling drivers to slow down. It comes after 2 recent fatal crashes in Picton. But the signs don't stay up for long. They're being removed by staff from main roads. Sheffield Resources is pushing ahead with plans for a massive mineral sands mine in the West Kimberley, now that it's been given $140 million by a Chinese steel company, although the deal still has to be ratified by the federal government. And 75-year-old Anne McLeish has finished her 220-kilometre fundraising walk for the Royal Flying Doctor. She left Narrogin last week and arrived in Newdigate today.
Now with a look at today's money markets, here's West Business Finance reporter Mei-Lin Chu.
Thanks, Amelia. Today was the kind of day that would put short-term investors on edge. We saw a bloodbath on the local stock market with $58 billion wiped off. The ASX 200 lost 187 points after US investors sold the big tech companies overnight. It was ugly in the States too, with Wall Street clocking its worst session since June. The damage from US investors dumping tech stocks amid US job fears spread here, with the share price of Abbott and WiseTech sinking 7%. Online retailer Kogan also suffered. Iron ore prices topped $130 per tonne overnight, but that was no help to BHP, which tumbled 4%. The bosses of the big banks say they'll be suffering the effects of the pandemic mid-next year. The major lenders were also in a bit of pain today, with all 4 losing up to 3%. And the gold miners weren't that much better off either, although their losses were less steep. Gold giant Newcrest shed just over 1%. Analysts from JP Morgan say no single factor sparked the massive sell-off overnight, but the Nasdaq bubble bursting did hit the Australian dollar. It's currently buying 72.70 US cents, which is lower than the 73 US cents we saw it at yesterday. And that's the day on the markets.
London Zoo has welcomed a two-toed baby sloth, meet Truffle, seen here clinging to proud mum Marilyn. The baby got its unique name for being an inquisitive snack hunter. Keepers won't be able to determine Truffle's sex until they have a chance to analyse a DNA sample. Up next, a victim of the Salisbury poisoning speaks out after Russia's opposition leader was poisoned by the same nerve agent. Also, the sobering message to would-be mums from an Olympic gold medalist. And a look at the latest 007 movie hitting the cinema screens in November.
The pieces come together in the special Sunday edition of the Puzzle Quest Lift Out. Solve all your favourite games or try your hand at some puzzles. Plus, a chance for you to win a $50 Coles gift card. The special Sunday edition of the Puzzle Quest. Only in the Sunday Times.
With a top 4 spot on the line for the Eagles.
Wonderful stuff.
And the Dogs chasing a finals berth. It's a massive Sunday clash. Western Bulldogs, West Coast. Then Monday, a game to shape the 8. Melbourne take on Fremantle. It all starts Sunday on 7/8.
As part of WA's economic recovery, our transport infrastructure is getting a major upgrade. Seeing a sign like this might mean a few delays. But it's also a sign of great things to come, like more trains with MetroNet and a smoother run on our roads. Search Building for Tomorrow to see what it means for you.
Introducing Checkout, Perth's newest kitchen appliance factory outlet from the Rick Hart Group. Check out unbeatable bargains on top brand scratch and dent. X-Display, factory seconds and bulk buys. All with manufacturer's warranty. 58 Guthrie Street, Osborne Park.
Visit the renovated Beaconsfield Hotel with daily food specials available in our Irish bar, Frio's only dedicated sports bar, plus live music on Friday and Saturdays. Find it all at the Beaconsfield Hotel, Ray Avenue, Fremantle.
My perfect bowl?
Plain cornflakes and plain cold milk.
Warm milk? Shortbread?
No, not in the cornflakes.
You gotta have the peaches and the bananas.
Yes, ma'am.
Be inspired. It's the Spring Inspiration Sale at the Blinds Gallery. Save up to 50% on indoor and outdoor blinds, curtains and awnings, plus huge savings on indoor and outdoor shutters.
Call 137 127 the Blinds Gallery.
You still thinking of renovating?
If I were you, I'd get a long loan. 40 years, maybe 50. You want a long time to pay it off, dolls. The longer, the better. What's debt anyway but someone else's money? What do you think?
I think we can do better.
An Aussie broker can help you understand your options and get the right home loan for right now. Go straight to Aussie.
Harvey Norman, your destination for outdoor living, with our new season range on outdoor furniture and barbecues. The latest trends in timber, stone, aluminium and wicker, lounges or dining. Find the perfect solution to complete your alfresco area. A versatile collection for the ultimate in choice. Plus, we've got all your barbecue needs covered. Wood-fire pizza ovens, smokers, charcoal and pellet grills, even outdoor kitchens you can design yourself. Plus, get 60 months interest-free and receive a bonus gift card up to $500. Now, at Harvey Norman.
Go!
The Demons are on the cusp of a finals berth. The Swans want to spoil the party. Swan Districts, Perth, Saturday at 3 on 7.
Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny remains in intensive care in a German hospital, poisoned with the nerve agent Novichok. While very few people understand what he's going through, there is one person who does. Charlie Rowley, caught up in the Salisbury poisonings in the UK, is still in the process of a slow recovery more than 2 years on.
on the campaign trail in Siberia days before he was poisoned. Alexei Navalny was attempting to expose corruption when he was targeted with Novichok. Charlie Rowley had no connection to the Kremlin when he became a victim of the Salisbury poisonings.
I don't think I'll ever actually get over it. I'm not the same guy I used to be. It's taken a toll on me. I'd feel so better if we could find out the truth as to who's behind it all.
Former Soviet spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were targeted by Russian agents. Weeks later, Charlie picked up a discarded perfume bottle which contained a lethal dose of Novichok. It cost his girlfriend, mother of three, Dawn Sturgis, her life. Although Charlie survived and even met the Russian ambassador in his search for answers, he still suffers from severe depression, memory loss and poor eyesight.
I felt devastated at the fact that it happened again. I thought it was over, but it clearly isn't. I think it gives the Russians some strength that they can carry on with their business and get away with it.
2 years after he left hospital, his attackers remain free.
The whole country needs justice and to know the truth, what really happened, because it's not fair.
Medics in Germany, where Navalny's being treated, are certain that this fierce critic of the Kremlin was given the same Novichok nerve agent.
We didn't doubt it was a poisoning, but the fact that they have chosen Mr. Putin's favorite signature poison is still a huge surprise.
Despite denials, the finger of suspicion for the attack against Navalny is again pointing towards the Kremlin. He remains seriously ill and will face a long, uncertain recovery.
Olympic gold medalist Sally Pearson has become a champion of a new cause. The new mum wants to educate other women on why they shouldn't drink alcohol when planning a family.
Enjoying motherhood more than she expected, Golden Girl Sally Pearson hasn't encountered any hurdles with new bub Ruby.
She's fantastic. I think I've been really lucky with my new baby because she sleeps through the night and it's really changed my life and changed my world for the better.
Making the choice to abstain from alcohol before, during and even after pregnancy was easy for Sally. As an athlete, she's used to following a strict diet and very aware of the risks and dangers of drinking.
You are growing a human being inside of you and you want the best for your child as well.
At present, there's really no way for us to determine any safe level of alcohol during pregnancy.
Sally has partnered with DrinkWise to help spread the word. The rate of abstinence is improving in Australia, but research shows 1 in 3 women still report drinking while pregnant, putting their child at risk of a dangerous range of conditions known as fetal alcohol spectrum disorder.
Prenatal exposure to alcohol can reduce the size and the weight of the brain. Alcohol can directly damage important functions of the brain,
potentially impacting a child's learning, memory, behaviour and language. There is no cure, but it is preventable.
Just to abstain completely from alcohol is a lot more safe than just thinking 1 or 2 would be okay.
There are plenty of support services out there that are available.
Host Amanda Rebecca News.
The makers of the new James Bond movie have released an action-packed new trailer. It gives more insights into the plot of No Time to Die, as well as revealing details of the new woman in James Bond's life.
There's a young lady in Santiago I want you to meet.
You're late.
When you're ready. Salute.
No Time to Die is Daniel Craig's last outing as 007, and there's every indication he's going to go out with a bang. Now to some adorable pictures from Sydney's Taronga Zoo. These 5 Asian small-clawed otters have celebrated Fishical Friday, happily devouring specially made treats placed in their exhibit by keepers. Enticed by fishy smells, they tried to free the tasty fish fillet frozen inside the ice. The species is the smallest of the otter family, with adults weighing in at around 5 kilograms. The gentle side to Nick Kyrgios will show you what he's done in sport after the break.
The New Monty is back.
I've requested the briefest snicker for Paddy.
I hope it's not a G-string.
Our brave celebs
My jugs are huge.
leap out of their comfort zone.
Patty could not get her clothes off fast enough. Wait till Bert finds out.
This is the all-new Monty.
Guys and gals.
Only on 7.
You got to stop renting, son. When your mum and I got our first place, I went straight to the bank. I said, if you don't give me a loan on the spot, I'll walk. Oh, no, mistake, bad mistake. You've got to play hardball, son. It's the only way.
There are other ways.
With an Aussie broker, you can find the right home loan with access to more than 3,000 products from over 20 lenders. Go straight to Aussie.
Globe?
Stay in and style up at ABC with 40% off roller, Roman and vertical blinds, 20% off sheer curtains, massive shutter savings, plus a free headbox with select outdoor blinds.
13, 15, ABC.
A lot of people have sensitive teeth, but gum health is really important. The new Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum toothpaste not only deals with sensitivity, it also maintains gum health. 2 benefits from 1 toothpaste. What a great idea.
Stream queens who can't miss a single episode. If data is what you desire, Vodafone is for you. We put forth 50 gigs of data for $35 a month for the first 12 months. You rule with Vodafone.
Now is our chance to protect tomorrow, the way we have for generations. Because protecting those moments is in our hands.
We Will Rock You, the smash hit musical by Queen and Ben Elton, is exploding onto the stage at Crown Theatre from October 30. Book now at Ticketmaster.
The Beds and Dreams Spring Sale is on now. Save up to 50% off beds, mattresses and more. The Beds and Dreams Spring Sale on now.
Forrest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey, Robin Williams and Alan Rickman in the heartwarming true story, The Butler, tonight on 7.
You're watching 7's Afternoon News. Barra joins us now, and Josh Kennedy is back for the Eagles, Barra.
He is, Millie, yes. One of our favourite players has recovered from that bad concussion he suffered against Richmond, and he will play against the Bulldogs on Sunday at Metricon Stadium. Captain Luke Shuey, however, will miss 3 games after tweaking both hamstrings. The Dockers, meanwhile, well, they're in Cairns.
Yeah, so we flew in yesterday, Arvo. We had a 2.5-hour flight up from Gold Coast. Boys are settled in really well. Out and about yesterday, just going for a walk and sort of finding our feet through the hotel. And boys are really enjoying it so far. It's been a really big week. First of all, going to Gold Coast and playing and having to get up again and fly back up here. But boys have really embraced the challenge of coming up here. And Cairns is a fantastic place to sort of display the game.
Well done, the boys. And in our news at 6, we'll hear from Eagles coach Adam Simpson about whether he'll be resting Nick Naitanui for Sunday's big game against the Doggies. Well, hub life in Queensland, as we've seen, can have its ups and downs for Premiership Tiger Shane Edwards. It was a chance to train alongside Geelong superstar Gary Ablett, though. And Edwards admits he was a little starstruck by the experience.
Gary Ablett, Shane Edwards and Dan Hanbury, long-term rivals all training together on a patch of grass the size of the MCG Centre Square. Welcome to life in the transition hub.
Pretty intimidating just trying to keep it over the fence because there's a lake just off the side. So, it was a lot of fun and it was hard.
Edwards in awe of the great Ablett.
Pretty surreal. It's actually something I'll probably reflect back at the end of my career and think of, like, what an unbelievable opportunity. And you know so much about him, but haven't really met him properly. And he's just an amazing bloke.
As the Tigers grapple with another off-field controversy, Edwards will be a massive plus with a late season return looming.
Right now we've finished our month of really hard training, so we're due for a few lighter sessions. So that's why we planned it. So our training here doesn't really have to be huge.
St Jade Gresham here as a spectator only. Now he's officially done for the year with a back injury. Mark Stevens, 7 News.
To tennis, and Alex de Minaur is through to the third round of the US Open after defeating Frenchman Richard Gasquet in 4 sets. Fellow Aussie John Millman crashed out, though, in 5 sets to France's Tiafoe. Back home, Nick Kyrgios paid a virtual visit to the kids at the Queensland Children's Hospital. Appearing in a live chat with Juiced TV, he entertained his fans with a game of Pictionary.
No. It's like a...
Windmill.
Yes, you got it.
He promised to send young Hayden some autographs after that too. The Australian team will be without a rider after an Aussie retained the yellow jersey on stage 3 of the Tour de France. Brit Adam Yates kept the lead for Mitchelton Scott, crossing in 10th with the main peloton behind stage winner Alexei Lutsenko. Richie Porte remains the best of the 2 Aussies in 15th overall. And how about this one from the NBA playoffs today? Boston and Toronto were level on 101 with the ball in their Celtic hands. That gave the Raptors a chance to get one more shot away. It counted all right, and it kept the champs in their semi-final series down 2-1 though. Another thriller in the NBA. Adam Simpson at 6 o'clock is going to tell us, will Nick Naitanui play on Sunday?
Interesting. Thank you, Barra. See you then. Some showers on the way. I'll have your weekend forecast after the break.
When Perth wakes up, there's only one place to see breaking news now.
Police have just released new details.
Sunrise, live and local news, sport and weather every 30 minutes. Our team of reporters brings you news from across WA.
As it happens.
Sunrise, Perth's #1.
The renowned heart surgeon gunned down on his way to work.
It shocked most people something like this could happen to such a high-profile person.
What seemed like a senseless act turned out to be anything but.
They wanted the sum of $10 million.
3 kidnap attempts, an international manhunt, an extraordinary link to the triad.
Very scant regard for the law.
And the secret kept from the public.
It's not often that you get that type of evidence left at a crime scene.
Will be revealed.
Crime Investigation Australia, Sunday 8:30 on 7.
Cha Cha Restaurant and Bar, Fremantle's award-winning restaurant. Lunch and dinner daily from 11 a.m. New bar, lounge and function room with amazing views. Cha Cha Restaurant and Bar, Fishing Boat Harbour, Fremantle.
At Specsavers, get standard multifocal lenses for free when you buy 1 pair from the $149 range or above, and September 30.
Over time, our white clothes become grey. Try Vanish Crystal White with brightening agents to help whites stay white even after 50 washes. Perfect. Vanish Crystal White for whiter whites even after 50 washes.
Don't miss spring savers on now at Amart Furniture. Save $400 each on these stylish fabric sofas, or get this modern dining suite now only $6.99. Hurry, limited time only. Visit amart.com.au.
Vodafone is for all you rulers. We get you, stream queens, and you, kings of connection, and you, your majesties of working from home. We're for you, supreme providers of screen time, and definitely you, the rejectors of contracts. It's your rules, your network, and Vodafone is at your command. You rule with Vodafone.
WA, now's your chance to dream with the $20 million Saturday Lotto Super Draw. So get your tickets and play for WA.
It's the question that has Goliath working up a sweat.
Popularised by Jane Fonda. Here's the expression, feel the what? A, steel. B, crunch. C, burn.
Are you up to the challenge? A mind-bending new chase. Weekdays on 7.
Good afternoon, it's Savannah here with a check of your roads, and an earlier breakdown has left its mark on your freeway northbound with a queue starting at South Terrace right through to Hutton Street, then slow Arundel Road to Reed Highway. Southbound queuing through the city to Mill Point Road, around Manning Road and Roe Highway to Thomas Road. RAC Insurance have been awarded CanStar's 2020 winner for WA's most satisfied home insurance customers. Get a quote at rac.com.au. More traffic on Monday.
Now, Fuel Watch. Perth's petrol prices brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Checking the weather now, and we've had a cloudy day in Perth. 22 was our maximum, and we had another mild night. Looking at the national forecast, morning fog and showers in Adelaide, a shower or two for Melbourne, 17 degrees, mostly sunny in Canberra, and Sydney could get early rain. Back to Perth, and it should be cloudy tomorrow with a top of 22. Showers and windy in the afternoon on Sunday. Showers for Monday as well. They should clear for Tuesday. The rain will return on Wednesday and stick around for Thursday, but it'll be sunny on Friday after a very cold start. I'll see you with Rick, Sue and Barra for 7 News at 6. Stay with us for the Chase Australia.
The foods you love.
India, Italy,
and new dishes.
Lebanon.
That'll have you screaming for more.
Venezuela.
I've never had one of those. I'm actually really excited to try it.
I want to eat this and I want the hair to stand out on the back of my head.
You don't have any hair on the back of your head.
Explore a new world of flavour.
Dramatic.
I have the weight of the Indian nation on my shoulders.
Unpredictable.
We want to do Lebanon proud. We are strong, just like the cedar tree in our flag. We have to keep going no matter what.
The best I've ever had in my life.
Whose food would you choose?
Passion isn't everything, but food is nothing without it. At the end of today, 2 teams will be eliminated.
This is a game changer.
New Plate of Origin, only on 7. The World Cup of Cooking continues Sunday at 7.
These 4 strangers must work as a team to win thousands of dollars, but standing in their way